Welcome to Pursue the Dream Outdoors. I'm Marsh Greenwood. I started this channel, and today I'm just going to take some time to make a little video, introduce you to myself, and introduce you to the channel, and introduce you to let you get a little behind the scenes and a little background knowledge. So as I start posting videos, there's a kind of a reference to who I am and what I'm all about. So not going to be any hunting on here, but just y'all sit back and enjoy. So as a young man, I was fortunate enough that my family introduced me into the outdoors and always took me along and kept me involved whenever they were doing something outdoors. So I've kind of always been around it. I grew up in it, and as I grew, my love for it grew just along with it. I just grew that much more in love with it. So I fished a lot when I was younger. Went hunting a little bit, but about 8 or 9, I started really deer hunting, and that's really what we did most of the time. We'd do some dove hunts or some squirrel hunts or stuff like that when I was younger. But for me, going out, I went and sat on the deer stand, but I never got to go. I was never the person to get to pull the trigger or anything like that. So I was about 8 or 9. So I started deer hunting when I was 8 or 9. Just fell in love with it. It was great. Most kids were watching, cartoons. I was watching whatever hunting show was on or fishing show or whoever. And when somebody's asking, little kid, who's your favorite superhero or this or that, I was naming off Bill Jordan and Jackie Bushman, and people were looking at me like, huh? That's not a superhero. But to me, they were. As I got older and a teenager, there's no telling how much trouble I avoided by being in the woods. When everybody else was thinking about what we don't do on the weekends, I was thinking about, where am I going to be hunting, or what stand am I going to go sit in, or, am I going to get a shot at that big buck finally, or whatever. So I spent a lot of my time in the woods when I was in high school. And, as you get older out there and you're getting out of high school, a lot of people are going to look at you and they ask you the question, what are you going to do, or how are you going to make a living in this world? And my answer never wavered. I was going to hunt or do something in the outdoor industry, or I was going to figure out a way to make it happen. And 7, 8 years ago, social media wasn't as big as it was now. It was certainly out there, but it wasn't like it wasn't as big as it's become today. So never really occurred to me to start a YouTube channel, or never really occurred to me to just go film what I was doing and put it out there and see who I got recognized by. So what I did, I had some scholarships to go to some different, I could pick some different schools to go to and have my college not all the way paid for, but partly paid for from some academic scholarships. And so I chose to go to school and become a wildlife biologist and do some wildlife management stuff. So as I got finished with that, then the next progression was finding a job, and I got lucky enough to have the opportunity to get my foot in the door with a company doing habitat management work all over the country. And I got to travel and see a lot of the country, a lot of new places that I'd never seen before, and experience how other people deer hunted and how other people did things. And with that, I also got to meet some people in the outdoor industry, some personalities of outdoor personalities and things like that, and got to meet some people, musicians and different things, but also got to meet the average guy that, just had some extra money and needed some habitat management work and maybe didn't have the time to do it or the resources other than the money. So got to do that for different people and different pieces of property, and got to see a lot of different things. One of the things I got to see is how these guys are doing on these TV shows, how they do the behind the scenes thing, kind of like what I'm doing right now. See what they use and how they use it and things like that. I also during that time I got in filming with some people and really picked up. I was doing some filming for these guys for YouTube and Pursuit and things like that, and really realized how much I enjoyed carrying a camera with me and doing that. So it's kind of the background on how we've reached this point. As I started getting more involved into the camera work, I realized that I needed some better camera equipment. So I got this camera that I'm filming on now, and I was sitting there one morning in January, and it's kind of cool. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at this camera, and that warm feeling comes over me, and it just hit me. I was thinking about, what am I doing with this camera in this tree, and where's all this going? And it just, like that little 6 or 7 year old kid, just popped up in my head, and he's like, hey man, this was my dream. Now you're 20 years down the road, and you know, you've got my dream in your hand. What are you going to do with it? And you know, you come to a crossroads and you can pick. You can throw it down and walk off from it, or you can decide to pursue it. And that's what I did, you know. And to me, to pursue something, you do it wholeheartedly, and you have to do it. You can't halfway do it and be pursuing it, because you'll never reach the heights that you want to and reach the goal. So it's always been my goal to be filming or doing something in the outdoor industry, and this is a way for me to get my name, get out there, and people to see, you know, this is who this guy is, and this is what this guy's about. So that's what this YouTube channel is about. It's about that, about me getting out, you know, the people in the outdoor industry seeing that, hey man, this guy's serious. But also it's about me being able to show with all you people what I do and what it's all about and why I'm so excited about it. So pursue the dream outdoors. I'm gonna wholeheartedly pursue this dream. I'm gonna, you know, when I go out hunting, I'm pursuing a game animal. So I'm gonna take this camera along, and I'm gonna pursue my dream while I'm pursuing that game animal. So that's how all this has come to be. Kind of what you're gonna see on this YouTube channel. I'm gonna be real upfront with you. I'm from Florida. I'm a Florida deer hunter. Like I've said before, if there was one thing I could hunt for the rest of my life, and I had to pick today and couldn't hunt anything else, it'd be a white-tailed deer. And just all the places I've been, all the ways I see people hunting them, and different techniques and different terrain, and how just adaptable they are. So you're going to see a lot of deer hunting, and I know a lot of people are saying, man, Florida deer hunting. Last 7 or 8 years, I've got into turkey hunting a lot. I've been as far as New Mexico hunting Merriam's. I was unsuccessful. We took some people on some eastern hunts. So I've got some eastern hunts filmed. I'm going to try to get those edited and put up here. I'm looking at 2 Osceola fans right now behind this camera. So I have those filmed from this year. I have an Osceola turkey hunt film from last year. I'm really excited about this and where this could go. And before all y'all get in there, I like to hog hunt too. Like we do it with dogs. We run them down and catch them in time, and then we put them in a pen and feed them out so that they taste a little better. If on the properties that I hunt that are kind of smaller tracts of land, I'll shoot them with a shotgun. That's my favorite way to do it. If I'm going to shoot one, just because usually when I shoot them, that's where they're laying. When I shoot them, they don't move with that shotgun. So you'll see that, and you'll see some habitat. I'll call it manipulations. I wouldn't call it management, just because the places that I'm doing it are, you know, small little 5, 6, 7 acre tracts of land. While, you know, doing some stuff that would be considered management, it's just at the scale that I'm doing it, I wouldn't say I'm overall affecting the deer herd as greatly as somebody that's got 100 or 200 acres, but I'm doing what I can with what I got. So basically that's what you're going to see. So you see behind me a wall full of sheds. You know, I said I'm a Florida deer hunter. I am going to Kansas and hopefully Wyoming. Wyoming, I should be shooting some antelope, but I'll pull a couple of these sheds off the wall and tell you why. Don't get down on me just because I'm a Florida deer hunter. So hopefully I'll be killing deer in Kansas. So you see this shed right here. A lot of people go, man, that's, you know, Florida deer. Here we go, Florida deer hunter. There's a lot of guys that hunt a lot of time and don't kill a deer that big and are happy to kill a deer that big. And there's some days where it gets tough and I'm happy to kill one that big. I'm a meat hunter first and foremost, but I also like to chase some antlers, but you can't boil these and make good soup out of them. So, but here's a Florida deer too, and he's 58 and an 1/8 inch on this side, so you double that on the other side, you know, put a spread in there, you're looking at, he may be a Pope and Young deer. I'm just going to tell y'all, just like everybody else has told you, and yeah, genetics plays a big thing, nutrition does, but age is the one thing that you put age on a deer. This deer, where I found this shed at, it's a large tract of land, continuous tract of land that I was doing some management work on for some people, but there's no hunting allowed. So on this piece of property, there'd been no hunting allowed for I don't know how many years, and I picked this shed up, and you know, that deer, he's allowed to go do whatever he wants, no pressure. You know, and there's nobody other than natural causes, nothing's going to kill him. So before he reaches his full potential. So when a deer gets to be able to reach their full potential down here, you're absolutely going to see some deer that'll go 120s, 130s. I've picked up a couple that may be in the 140s, depending on how big they are on their spread. So, and our county record where I'm sitting at right now is in the 150s. So, you know, there absolutely possibly could be a chance that I could run into one. You know, and this is the kind of deer that I like to hunt, and it's a challenge. A lot of people, you know, when you start getting into these upper age classes, as y'all know, it's a challenge. So I love hunting these Florida swamps, and it's something that I'll do as long as I have the opportunity to do it. And if something comes about with this that I move somewhere else, I'm going to pursue the dream no matter where I'm at, and I'm going to pursue these mature whitetails. So, like I said, I'm going to Kansas this year. Hopefully, you'll see something bigger than this from Florida. I hope you really do see something bigger than this from Kansas. So, y'all stick with me as I pursue the dream. Follow along and subscribe, and y'all can help me get to be able to attain the goal and the dream that I've always had. So y'all just stick with me and watch, pursue the dream outdoors. Thanks for watching.